Considering the long-standing eternal debate between benefits of investing in real estate versus the stock market, what is your view on this? And are land plots a better investment? I find this very difficult to answer because I'm extremely biased towards equity. I have made my money in equities. I have not made money in I have not made money in real estate. It's not to say that I've lost money in real estate, but I've never viewed my investments in real estate as an investment. It is just for usage. I mean, I have this house. It's a nice house which I'm using. To me, honestly, it doesn't matter every day what is the price of this house. Suddenly somebody says, oh, in your building this transaction has happened at this price. I say, oh, thanks. To me, it doesn't really matter. In the last 4 or 5 years, I don't think there has been great movement in the price of the share, price of this house. But does not mean I'm going to sell and go on rent or things like that. I bought, I have it, I'm using it. So do I look at it as investment? No. The advantage is, if you are a small new investor earning say 50,000 rupees a month kind of a person, chances are you will have much more money to buy a mutual fund, because you can do it as small as 500 rupees, 100 rupees SIPs. You can't do that in real estate. Of course, in real estate, what you can do is borrow. But please remember, for borrowing, you need to put up some margin. So if you need to buy a 1 crore house, you may have to put in at least 20 lakhs as your own margin. Though, of course, there are people who say you can put even just 5 lakhs if you are a doctor or a professional, etc. And for that, we will give you a personal loan. So you can actually do a full debt-based model of buying real estate, but it makes no sense because your cost of capital or cost of funds would be about 8%, and real estate is not appreciating at more than 2-3%. But of course, there will be some pocket of land somewhere in some part of the country which is appreciated magnificently. For example, I was talking to an auto rickshaw driver who said that the land in his hometown in UP has gone up 4 or 5 times since Yogi has come, which means 4 times, let us assume 4 times in the last 10 years, which is a fabulous return, right? Maybe some shares have also done it, some shares have not done it, some shares you may have lost money. So all these possibilities exist. So when you are buying one house in which you are going to live, then it is purely emotional. You need a house, so you're buying. You don't want to live in somebody else's rented house. So fine, that's fine, you bought it. But the second house has to justify the economics of it. The Excel sheet calculation has to tell you this is justified. Now that is very difficult because you have to know in which part of the world, which part of the country you are buying. Is the process easy? Will the locals there cheat you? Right? You have to have an answer to all this. Yes, you can get 80-90% of your cost of the house as a loan. That's not a great thing, but yes, you can get it. That brings us to, should you buy a plot of land? In case of a plot of land, I don't think anybody gives you more than 60-70% of the cost of the land as a loan. I mean, normally the loan is for construction. If you say, you have to say, I'm going to construct a house, so therefore they will give you on the basis of the cost which they think you are going to incur. But just for land, the amount available as a loan is less, so which means there are lesser people in that market. But having said that, if you buy a piece of land and that is occupied or encroached by a politician or a very strong police officer, chances are you have just lost it. Recently, my friend lost property somewhere in near Mumbai. It was a plot of land and the neighbor had built all over the place, and he said, do whatever you want. And this couple had were almost on their deathbed in US. Son and daughter-in-law and daughter, son, everybody was abroad. So there was no question of them wanting to fight, and that whole property was lost. So yes, property has some of these risks. You have to understand all that. I have made money in equity. What I like about equity is to make money in equity. You don't have to predict where the market is going next. You have to ensure that you do a small amount, whatever, or a big amount, whatever you can afford regularly in a good fund. If you don't know which fund, in an index fund for a long period of time, say 30 years, 40 years, whatever period for which you don't require that money. That's a good, easy way of making money than in real estate. In real estate, there is nobody trying to tell you that you should be buying in Lucknow and not in Ahmedabad, and you should be buying in some other place but not here. Unless you get that very high quality advice and you are willing to stake your money based on what that person is saying. Making money in real estate is not easy, and making money in plots is far more difficult. So caveat emptor. Thank you.